Hey everybody, what's going on? It is Birdie Boogie. SmackDown just ended a few moments ago. I'm in the middle of packing, getting ready to leave for Houston tomorrow morning. We have tomorrow we have the Worlds Collide. You saw me do my prediction video on that yesterday, and then of course tonight the storylines finalized for the Royal Rumble happening at Minute Maid Park, January 26th on Sunday, and I figured I'd give you my predictions for that one too. And the first thing I'm going to tell you the first thing that really jumped out to me when I'm looking at the card for this show is how many non-gimmicked matches we have. I mean, so we have a total of 8 matches, including the 2 Royal Rumble matches, and I see 4 matches that aren't gimmicked at all. They're just straight one-on-one singles matches. I really have to give the WWE a lot of credit for that, because they are the ones typically that kind of have an issue with having a lot of gimmicked matches. I mean, ladder matches, and you see what I mean? They're exciting, but at the end of the day, when you have some of the most talented wrestlers in the world, you just kind of want to see them fight it out. And it looks like we're going to have that opportunity at the Royal Rumble. So I figure we'll just get right into it. The first match I see is Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. This storyline started with, Humberto Carrillo saving Rey Mysterio on Monday Night on Raw, attacking Andrade. I definitely think this is going to be, probably match of the night, honestly. We have a lot of matches on there, but I think a lot of people aren't expecting Andrade and Humberto Carrillo to be as good as it's going to be. I think they're both going to light it up. It's a straight singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Andrade, won the United States Championship at the house show after Christmas at Madison Square Garden against Rey Mysterio. As much as I like Humberto Carrillo and I like what they're doing with him, they're pushing him well. They're doing the same with Andrade. I think Andrade is going to keep it for now, but I definitely do not see this feud ending. I think you have a nice back and forth between Humberto and Andrade, almost till Mania, and then I think Mania you might possibly get Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio. That would be interesting to see. But at the end of the day, right now, I think what they're trying to do is truly build up Humberto, build up Andrade. I mean, there's rumors that both of those men are in Paul Heyman's new, the new SmackDown 6. You can call them the Raw 6 now. Heyman's booking Raw. So yeah, I definitely think they're going to light it up. It wouldn't surprise me if this is the match that starts the show. I think a lot of people aren't expecting this match to be as good as it's going to be, and I think it's going to definitely surprise a lot of people. And hopefully, it definitely rises that stock for not only Andrade but Humberto Carrillo. But I see Andrade winning. I don't know if it'll be some Zelina interference or what, but I definitely see Andrade winning there. But I think it's going to be a nice back and forth between Andrade and Humberto for a few months. Next up, we have Bayley versus Lacey Evans. If you watch SmackDown tonight, Lacey Evans stood tall. Bayley attacked her, but Lacey Evans eventually stood tall. I'm not going to get started on how bad the Lacey Evans promo was before the beatdown. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't get into Lacey as a face. I just can't do it. And it's sad because Bayley is not that great of a heel. I love Bayley as a performer, but she is not that great of a heel. But I just can't get into Lacey Evans as a face. I mean, she kept doing this fake crying voice tonight that, she sounded like she was crying, but we don't have red eyes. We don't have puffy eyes. There's no tears. Like, it was just bad. And I can't get into her. I don't know. We've seen Sasha bully a child before. I don't know. And I just really can't get into Bayley as a heel. So unfortunately, I'm not as excited for this match as I wish I could be. But when you hear my Royal Rumble predictions, you might understand where I'm going with Bayley retaining against Lacey Evans. I think they're trying their best to make Lacey Evans a nice face. I think the crowd is actually behind her for the most part. I've seen a lot of Lacey t-shirts. You see a lot of support for her in the crowd. But me personally, I just can't get into her, so I think Bayley easily retains that one. Sasha interference, I'm going to say probably not. I think right now you kind of need to have Bayley win that one on her own. So next up, we have Shorty G versus Sheamus. The backstory for this one, Sheamus comes back after being gone for months. It was awesome to see Sheamus back. He's in great shape. Honestly, he probably looks the best he's ever looked. Immediately attacks Shorty G. His reasoning, he wanted to attack some pipsqueak, whatever. Sheamus is back. With Sheamus being back, I think the last thing you can have him do is immediately lose his first pay-per-view match especially against Shorty G. Shorty G is a great wrestler. I think he'll eventually win the feud, but I think you need Sheamus to really, be dominant. You need to show why people should be scared of Sheamus, why people should be intimidated by him, showing that his age has not slowed him down. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, Sheamus just needs to eliminate Shorty G. It would not surprise me if this is actually the shortest match of the night, because I think Sheamus needs to just look really dominant here. And I mean, even if he does, you have Shorty G come out on Friday, talk about how, he's going to rise up against, adversity. So I don't think this feud is over by a long shot either. But it's a good thing, because, at the end of the day, Sheamus is a vet. He can help get Shorty G over. He can make Shorty G look good. Not that he needs help looking good, because he is a fantastic worker. But yeah, I think this will be a quick, easy match for Sheamus. Next up, we have Roman Reigns versus King Corbin, and this is our first gimmick match so far. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match, and we saw a little preview of the Falls Count Anywhere tonight on SmackDown, fighting all over the arena. You have to wonder, where all in Minute Maid Park they're going to go. Corey Graves actually made a great joke on commentary tonight, saying, they could use weapons as well, so they can use, trash cans, bats, the camera in center field, obviously referencing the Astros sign-stealing cheating scandal, which I enjoyed. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. I know a lot of people like Baron Corbin. I think he's a great job at getting heel heat, but I think at the end of the day, he is a mid-carder at best. I won't even say mid-carder at best. He's a mid-carder. And I think the problem is we keep putting this mid-carder in main event slots, and it just doesn't work. I mean, I don't know what Roman's getting out of this feud with Baron Corbin. I mean, I've liked Roman since his return, but I mean, just it feels like this feud has literally gone on forever. And I feel like that's almost what happens with all of Corbin's feuds, is they just seem to drag. And it's just like, okay, like, where do we go from here? No one ever appears to move on to something better after a Corbin feud. I mean, Ziggler has the same problem. It's just, when someone feuds with either Ziggler or Corbin, they just get stagnant. And I mean, it's almost funny that you have Ziggler, working with Corbin right now. So you have Corbin, Ziggler, and Rude all working together. I definitely think this match is going to get crazy. I think you're going to have the Usos come out. I think you're going to have Rude and Ziggler come out. I think it's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a fun match. But dear God, I'm hoping Roman Reigns wins so we can just move on from whatever this is. I don't know who Roman Reigns could feud with next, but just dear God, we need some top heels in the WWE right now. We really do, because I just don't see King Corbin being that top heel. No one ever comes out better after a feud with Baron Corbin. And it's unfortunate because he's great at getting heat, but it's just almost like, I don't know if he doesn't know what to do with it, or just, the booking doesn't know what to do with it, because it just feels like it doesn't go anywhere once he gets that heat. And it's a shame, people are definitely behind Roman right now, but I think we can move on from this feud and we can have it end. Now, this match is the one that's very, very interesting. And this is the one that I think, truly is either person could win this. And that's Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. The whole storyline behind this match is that Becky has never been able to get past Asuka. Becky Lynch, the man, can kick anyone's ass, but just Asuka has always seemed to have her number. And here she is putting the title on. She says she has a debt to collect. She wants to prove that she can, get past Asuka and, she can truly be that dominant woman in Raw. But I'm going to be honest with you. I love the concept that, no matter what Becky accomplishes in her career, no matter how prestigious her title reigns are, no matter how much of a badass she becomes, Asuka always has her number. I think that's amazing booking. Because at the end of the day, every superhero needs their arch enemy. And I think for, Becky Lynch, that's Asuka. It makes, I don't know if Kyrie is going to be there. I'm assuming she will be, but man, I almost wish you could just have Becky Lynch versus Asuka just one-on-one, give them 45 minutes and just let them go at it. Maybe not that long, but just let them go at it, because both of them are extremely talented workers. And honestly, as much as I love Becky's reign, I'm actually going to be wearing a Becky shirt at Mania. I don't know. I think it's time for Asuka to truly get a chance with that title and truly run with it. And the good thing is you have Asuka win the title. You're essentially resetting the Raw Women's division. And then you could really have anyone feud with her. Let's keep Charlotte away for a minute. But I definitely think you could have someone that doesn't get as much attention. I mean, honestly, have her feud with someone like Sarah Logan, have her feud with someone like Liv Morgan. If Ruby Riott or Nia Jax comes back, have her feud with them. You could honestly have a great possible concept where you have Kairi Sane win a challenge for the title, break up the Kabuki Warriors, especially with the rumors that Io Shirai is possibly getting pushed to the main roster. There's a lot of different angles you can go with this, and I think right now the Raw Women's division is a little stagnant just because Becky Lynch has simply gone through everyone. So I want to see Asuka win. I think Asuka will win. The only thing I'm possibly thinking is if Becky Lynch wins and you have Nia Jax come back, you could have that feud. Maybe towards Mania, honestly. I don't know if that would be the Mania match. I don't know if it should be the Mania match. But yeah, that's definitely something that can be done there for sure. So I have Asuka beating Becky Lynch. Next up, for the WWE Universal Championship, we have The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan in a strap match. Now, my true belief when it comes to The Fiend is that he should not lose for a long time. I honestly want him holding that title till after Mania. Daniel Bryan is a great person for just this intermediate feud, because I don't think this feud is going to go all the way till WrestleMania. Let's hope not. That'd be extreme. But Daniel Bryan is so over, and everyone knows how good he is, that even if, he loses, which I think he will, it doesn't really affect him. It's like, okay, whatever. We all still know how good Daniel Bryan is, and it just once again shows how dominant the Fiend Bray Wyatt is. Having it be a strap match is interesting. I'm curious to see what kind of spots we're going to see with that. I mean, Daniel Bryan just being the technical god that he is, I'm excited to see what kind of spots we get with the strap. But yeah, I definitely see the Fiend winning. I don't know how long this match is going to be. That's what's going to be interesting. And what's interesting is, I feel like in kayfabe, Bryan isn't as strong as Seth Rollins. So it's going to be interesting to see if Daniel Bryan, if we go for that same kind of formula we've been going for the Fiend matches, where it's just beat him up, kick out at one, kick out at one, just hit him with your finisher over and over again. I honestly don't think we'll see that. I think we'll see a little bit slower of an approach. I think because we're going to see Daniel Bryan have the belief that, he has seen people just straight up want to beat up the Fiend and it doesn't work. So I think he's going to be a little bit more of a technical approach. And I think that's going to be interesting, especially for the Fiend, because we've really never seen him in a technical match. And I think both men are going to look at the better for it. But I have the Fiend winning that one pretty easily. One match I haven't seen announced yet, but I will not be surprised if I see it announced on Twitter this weekend, is Miz and Morrison versus the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The last 2 weeks, John Morrison has defeated both members of the New Day, and it would not surprise me. Both members that are currently able to wrestle. Hopefully, Xavier gets better soon. But yeah, Morrison, they've been booking extremely strong, as he should be. He's an awesome wrestler. It's been great to see him back in a WWE ring. So it would not surprise me if we see Miz and Morrison versus the New Day announced. And honestly, if that's the case, I'd love to see Miz and Morrison win the titles. It'd be, a great welcome back for Morrison. If someone doesn't know who John Morrison is, I think it really legitimizes him, as if these two wins beforehand haven't. So yeah, that's, I guess you can call that my wild card pick, is that we will have a Miz and Morrison versus New Day match, and that Miz and Morrison will win the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And good for Miz. He needs to win another title. When's the last time the Miz has had a title? Next up, we're moving into our Royal Rumble matches. So the first thing we have is the Women's Royal Rumble match. And so far, we have only had 9 of 30 entrants announced for it, which I love, because I'm going to get into that when I talk about the Men's Royal Rumble. But I love that, there's still plenty of room to have surprises in the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm hoping we see a good mix of legends and NXT stars. I would love to see someone like Bianca Belair in there. I'd love to see Shayna Baszler in there. Shotzi Blackheart made a tweet tonight about possibly being in the Royal Rumble. So I'd love to see, a nice mix, because I think that's one thing that last year the Women's Royal Rumble was struggling from, is that we really had no legends for the most part, especially compared to that 2018 Royal Rumble that was just stacked with them. I'd love to see some more legends come back, especially for the women. But now we get into who I think will win the Women's Royal Rumble. And my pick actually matches CM Punk's, and I believe that Sasha Banks will win the Royal Rumble, because I think it sets up an amazing storyline, and it sets up a match that we've all been waiting for on the WrestleMania scale, and that's Sasha versus Bayley on the WrestleMania scale. And I think it just sets up great storytelling, because you have Bayley that won Money in the Bank. You can have Sasha that wins, the Royal Rumble. So, they're equally talented, but they just went separate paths to do it. You can have Bayley maybe try and be a face again, because I really don't think she's being that great of a heel. You have Sasha truly, embracing her heel status, which is what she's the best at. And I think, this is when you finally let Sasha have a long reign with a women's championship, a much deserved long reign with a women's championship. So I think you have Sasha win. I don't know who she's going to eliminate, whatever. I don't know when she would enter. But I think you need to have Sasha win it. And I think it'd be amazing because I think you can almost set up the storyline, fighting on SmackDown. Sasha's like, oh, I just wanted to prove that I'm the blueprint, blah, blah, blah. I wanted to prove that me and Bayley were the two best. I would never come after you, Bayley. Bayley's like, okay. And you almost set it up like Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton from Orlando, where eventually, Sasha just, surprise bitch, I actually am coming after you. And there we go. So yeah, Sasha Banks, I have winning the Women's Royal Rumble match, and it would be an amazing thing to add to her career. I think she deserves to have that accolade added to her career. And man, Sasha Banks versus Bayley at WrestleMania. Let's make it happen, please. And then we move into the Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, I'm going to just straight up admit to you right now that my pick for the Men's Royal Rumble match would be considered a wild card. I was really unsure for a while who could possibly win it until I thought about it. And then it was like, well, I also really want to see this match. I also want to see NXT legitimized as a third brand. I really want NXT to get that nice push. I'd love to see an NXT superstar have a match at WrestleMania. So that being said, I think that my pick for the Men's Royal Rumble will be Keith Lee. I love Keith. He is one of the most over superstars right now in WWE, and that's a fact. Watch any episode of NXT and you'll see that. And just his dominance, his strength, and it would truly legitimize NXT as a third brand if you had Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. So I have Keith Lee not only winning, but I have Keith Lee eliminating Brock Lesnar, which would completely go against what all the rumors are saying about Cain Velasquez. And I know it's a wild card pick. I know it's a bold pick, but I'm going to go with it because I truly see that happening. And I think it would be an amazing thing for NXT. And I mean, at the end of the day, let's not forget that you're still in a ratings war with AEW as much as they like to admit they aren't. And if you had, Keith Lee from NXT win the Royal Rumble and Keith Lee is going to main event WrestleMania, that's of course going to be a ratings boost. Then you almost go into the question of what happens then. Let's say Keith Lee goes to WrestleMania. Let's say he wins. He's WWE champion. Does he bring the WWE championship to NXT? Does he just relinquish it and just say, my heart and soul resides in NXT, and I don't need this title? There's a lot of different aspects you can go, and let us not forget how fire that match would be. Some surprises I would love to see. Of course, Edge has been the big rumor. Of course, everyone wants to see Matt Riddle versus Lesnar, but at the end of the day, 27 of 30 entrants have been announced. There's no way all 27 enter. I'm hoping that we actually have a reason why they won't be there, so they get attacked backstage, something happens, whatever. But yeah, please don't tell me all 27 people that have been announced actually show up. I don't know. I just like Tucker. We just need Otis. I'm sorry, Tucker. We just need Otis. Eric Rowan, if you're not going to show me what's in the cage, I don't think you need to be in the match. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. And honestly, of 27 to 30, it's only been Raw and SmackDown. Where's NXT? You got to legitimize it as a third brand now. So that is my big wild card pick, is that Keith Lee will win the Men's Royal Rumble match. Tell me what match you're most excited for. Let me know how wrong you think my predictions are. Let me know who you think is going to win each match, especially the Royal Rumble matches. Do you think Miz and Morrison versus New Day will happen? A lot of questions that I want to know what you think. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and comment. This weekend, I will be in Houston at Worlds Collide at the Royal Rumble. I'll be showing you where I'm sitting. I'll be showing you my reactions. I will be, explaining the whole travel package process, recording as much as I can. And I'd love to take you along with me. So if you want to see more of those videos, do as I said, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the comment. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. I'll see you this weekend in Houston, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Have a good one.